Aaron, man, welcome back. Welcome back to the Goated NFL show. Week two, week two preview. We're going to be going over a lot of other things as well. Some of the biggest news. I did want to start off with the Aaron Rodgers news, obviously. It was confirmed that he did suffer a torn Achilles and he will be out for the rest of the season.
Yeah, man, that's just unfortunate. You trade for Aaron Rodgers, you give up a first round pick. Although I think it's a second now because he didn't play 65% of the snaps.
Yes, it becomes a second round
Yeah,
pick now.
but regardless, you try to upgrade at your biggest need. It just sucks, man, because it's not even like they got a couple games. You literally didn't even get like a drive. You got like 3 plays, and it's unfortunate. What do you think? I mean, since we're talking about it, what do you think they should do at quarterback now? You think they should roll with Zach or trade for anyone, or what do you
I
think?
think it's just roll with Zach. The options out there just aren't good enough. Like I've seen people suggest Carson Wentz. I don't think the
Yeah,
Jets want to go down that road.
yeah.
We see how that ends with him. I've heard. I think I saw they reached out to Case Keenum or something like
Did
that.
they? I didn't see that.
Yeah, like Case Keenum, he's on the Texans, I believe. I believe he's Stroud's backup. So I
Is
don't even
he?
know
I
if the
thought he was.
Texans.
I didn't even know he was on the league, bro. That's
Yeah,
actually
Keenum's in
news.
Houston right now. So, but I doubt the Texans would want to trade him because he's a vet behind C.J. Stroud. So
Yeah,
they don't really got a lot of options. If I was them, I would just stick with Zach because at least he knows the system. But yeah, I mean, there's not much to say. They're kind of screwed,
yeah.
because unless Zach Wilson does some turnaround that we're not expecting, the offense that we did see Zach Wilson display on Monday night looked much of the same as it did last year, where they kind of win these low scoring defensive battles because obviously their defense is so talented. But yeah, it's not a good sign for Jets fans probably this year and then maybe even bleeding into next year. Rodgers did tweet out, or not tweet
He's
out,
coming
but
back.
IG post that he said
Yeah,
he's going to be coming back. So that should put all retirement rumors to bed, at least for the time being. So yeah, I'm just hoping for a good recovery from Rodgers. Hopefully he's ready to start week 1 of next year.
yeah. I was thinking. I mean, because like they were 5-2 last year with the. Then Zach Wilson missed some time with his knee sprain or whatever, and
Yep.
they were just a defensive team, ground and pound with Brees Hall, which we didn't really talk about last pod. Brees Hall looked really good, man. Like he looked explosive. He was breaking.
Brees Hall, yeah.
He could be a top 5 running back in this league. I mean,
I think so too, 100%.
especially with like the
He
running
was playing
backs.
like it last year before
Yeah,
he
yeah.
got
Oh,
hurt.
yeah. Before he
So
got hurt, especially with running backs, like 1 year, an injury can derail their whole season. So the top 5 is very interchangeable. The only like constant is always Derrick Henry and Nick Chubb, and like with CMC, he gets hurt too. Like, I mean,
true.
but Brees Hall, I think, I don't know. I would look to trade for a guy like maybe like Jameis or. Like I don't love the free agents like you said. Like I mean Carson Wentz, we know what he is. He's erratic. He could have good games, but he could stink it up. He's also not known to be the best locker room guy.
That's the biggest problem with him,
Yeah.
and that's why I don't think they'll do it.
I saw that they were looking at like Philip Rivers, or I don't know if they were looking or if like people were suggesting, looking into Philip
Yeah.
Rivers. I
People
don't.
suggested Rivers. People just suggested Tom Brady.
Tom Brady. I don't think he can just because he's a partial owner of the Raiders. I think, right?
Yeah, I think he would have to give up his ownership
Yeah,
stake
I
in the
don't.
Raiders in
I
order
don't
to come
think,
back.
and then I
Yeah.
don't think he'd want to play behind that O line. He's 46, man. Like
No,
he can't
no.
move. He needs a good O line.
Yeah, I mean, what you said about Brees Hall, yeah, he looked picked up right where he left off
Yeah,
last season, but it looks like now the offense is pretty much going to be designed around
it's gonna
him
be him. Yeah,
and Dalvin, right?
Dalvin looked. I thought he looked pretty good. I don't.
Dalvin looked pretty good. Like they kind of split the carries
Yeah,
and
I
stuff.
like that though
So,
because Dalvin's he's not like super old, but in running back years he's up there. So you don't want to,
yes,
and then
yes.
you don't want to take away from Brees, who's in his physical prime right now. So I think they probably stick with Zach Wilson. I mean, I don't love it. Um, you don't want to trade for anyone either because if Rodgers is coming back, you don't want to trade for someone and then they're under contract next year, and that just has a lot of like implications on how much you're paying the quarterback. So they probably just stick with Zach. And I mean, you hope he has this year. What is it? Year three. Year three.
Yeah, it's
I'm
year
out.
3 for Zach.
Yeah, but it sucks, man. It's unfortunate.
It is see a legend of the game like this go
Yeah,
down. And that leads into another subplot of this. It seems like this Mahomes Rodgers
bro,
matchup has been cursed. I
crazy.
think I think Mahomes has missed 2 games due to injury, and now I think this will be Rodgers' second game missing against Mahomes due to injuries.
I,
So combined 4 between the.
I thought it was three because I know for Mahomes the year they won the Super Bowl he like dislocated his kneecap, so he missed that matchup. And then Rodgers had COVID in 2021, so it was the
Mm,
Jordan Love game. And then this year is the Achilles. But
yeah, you're right. It might be 3, but yeah, either way, it just
it
seems like
sucks,
this
man.
matchup is
Because
cursed
it's
between the
the
two
two
so-called
best.
goats.
Nah. Well, Mahomes is gonna be the GOAT, but the two like most talented quarterbacks of my lifetime, I'm sure of your lifetime too. They just talent
Nope.
wise throwing the ball. Bro, don't fucking say Tom Brady, bro. Please be serious, bro. But nah, yeah, it sucks,
But yeah,
man. Those I just want to see that. I thought we were gonna get this matchup in the Super Bowl at least once, but just shit, Brady,
yeah.
Rodgers,
Like I
and
said, they
Mahomes.
should have gotten it. There's plenty of years that those Packers teams came up short. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? Where they should have probably been facing the Chiefs in one of those Super Bowls.
yeah,
So,
definitely.
uh,
That Bucks Mahomes Super Bowl. Packers had a
oh yeah,
really good shot of winning that one.
the Packers were the favorite that year
Yeah,
by everyone.
and they won the
Everyone
NFC
thought,
Championship too. They folded. Yeah.
yep, yeah, it's sad to see. It's sad to see, but yeah, I mean, but now that this happened, you know what I mean, with the way the conferences play, it's like it's 4 years, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? So yeah, there's even like it's not going to happen now.
Well, I mean,
You know what I mean?
I mean, 'cause
Unless because like they have the NFL has a 17th game now,
I
and
think, and
so
then
sometimes they
because it's like
schedule all
every
these
four
games.
years they face like a certain division,
Yeah.
but I don't know if do the Chiefs play the AFC what is it East this year?
Hmm.
Do the Chiefs play the Patriots? Oh yeah, they do. They play them later this year.
Yeah, they do. They play the
Yeah,
East
so
this year.
unless they play like just a random one-off next year, then it's probably not gonna happen.
Yeah, that's the
Which is
only shot.
unfortunate, man. Unfortunate.
Yeah, because with Rodgers, it looked like this was going to be a 2-year thing.
Yeah, well, yeah,
It appeared at
definitely
first, but
now it's because this year one got
yeah.
yeah.
So yeah, short of that, we most likely will not be seeing the Patrick Mahomes, Aaron Rodgers goat for the fake, bowl for the fake goat.
Oh my
You
god,
know,
this guy! You
but
gotta let
yeah,
it go, man. These guys are more talented than your goat, man. I mean, he's still the
they're
goat, but they're more talented. I mean,
they're more talented, but I mean that doesn't mean anything. Josh Allen's more talented. He ain't,
more
it
talented
is
than
what it
who?
is.
Josh Allen is
Then
not more
Brady,
talented than these two.
I'm saying he's more physically talented than Brady.
Oh
Josh
yeah,
Allen.
but he doesn't have the accolades that Mahomes has.
Neither did
Mahomes has
Mahomes.
two
What?
MVPs, two Super Bowl MVPs, and three Super Bowl appearances. Josh Allen doesn't have any of that shit, bro. Come on, what are we doing here? That's a lazy.
That sounds like less than Tom Brady. That's all I'm saying.
Well, I mean,
Like
Tom Brady played for fucking 20 years, so I mean, come on now.
Mahomes ain't reaching 20 years, but
You don't know.
it's all good.
It's
He'll be
all,
number 2. It's all good.
it's all good. Yeah,
Second place ain't bad.
Brady got those Mickey Mouse rings from fucking Deflate Gate and Spy Gate.
Here
But
we go.
anyways,
Here we
on to
go.
the next. On to the next.
Whatever, Bounty Gate. That's fine. That's
Hey,
fine.
hey,
Um,
you don't like it? Don't look at it.
all right. Let's move on to yeah. So I believe it's a week 1 overreaction. I understand. Josh Allen was awful. On Monday night, and he's come up short in a lot of these big games, but I don't know. I feel like people are just overreacting to this game and trying to act like Josh Allen isn't as good as everyone thought he was. I just don't think that's the case. I think, again, with him, it's just about growing up, really, I think. Like, his offensive lineman, I forget which guy said it, but it was a guy on his offensive line. He's like, we got to put Josh in a better position to where he feels like he doesn't got to be Superman out there. And I think that's really what it is. It's him trying to do too much and making these boneheaded decisions that we see week in, week out with him.
I think I get what you're saying, and like I'm kind of like in the middle because yeah, granted, like it's one thing to have like these thinkers here and there, but he has them every year. He has multiple, and last year it cost them because when like, they lost to the Dolphins, or then it was the Dolphins. They played the Dolphins and they were up, and they were comfortably in control of that game. It was versus Skylar Thompson, and then he has
Yep.
these turnovers and these fumbles and these picks, and then it's a closer game than it needs to be. And then versus the Bengals, they get steamrolled, bro. And granted, I think since he's a better, like way better team, just like overall, like offensively, not even a question, and defensively, Lou I can't say his name.
Anarumo.
Anarumo. He elevates his players. I mean, and they have talent. Like they had talent. And last year with the safeties, they had good safeties, and I like Logan Wilson a lot. That's his name, right? Logan Wilson. Yeah.
Yep.
I like Mike
Jermaine
Hilton in the
Pratt.
slot. Jermaine Pratt's a good linebacker. Trey Hendrickson, pretty underrated edge rusher. But like,
Yeah.
okay, so I get like they were outmatched, but again, it's 3 games in a row, and then this game, all they have to do is not turn the ball over, and he has two picks were really bad. One of them was just like a great play, and then he has the fumble. And I think it's like something in like his last 19 games, he has like 37 turnovers. It's like it's
Yeah.
concerning because we know he's the top two talented quarterbacks. Him and Mahomes. You could throw in like Herbert and T-Law maybe, but like he's up there with talent. It's not the talent. It's just the mental errors that every year is like popping up, and then especially without Brian Dable, who helped elevate his game and helped elevate him to MVP level play. I don't know, man. Like I don't think the Bills are just done, but it's concerning, and sooner or later he's gonna have to clean it up, man. Because especially the way he plays reckless, like his body is gonna break down.
Exactly.
He has to be smarter and he has to play better.
Yeah. That's probably the biggest fear for Bills fans that can come out of this is him shortening his career, getting suffering
Yeah.
a real injury. He hasn't suffered one yet, but yeah, like especially with those hits, like especially that hurdle he did when he was like 8 yards away from the marker. I'm just like, dude, like there's no reason to do that. Like you're just setting yourself up to get hurt. Like the quarterback's the most protected position in all of sports. Like you even breathe on them in the backfield, they'll call a flag. So, but like once you start running, like you're a target.
Oh,
And that's
dude,
why you got to slot get down.
did
What's up?
this shit start over? I forgot to put my AirPods in. Now it's at like 8 seconds recording.
It still says 13 for me.
Oh, okay. Well,
13
I got
minutes for me.
scared, bro. That shit. I put my
No,
AirPods in. It went zero. It went account. Okay, we're fine. Okay.
I think you're good. It might have like paused you or something like
Yeah,
that. I don't
maybe,
know.
maybe. Nah, I don't
Nah,
even.
but
Yeah.
yeah. But yeah, like I was saying, like he's just got to do it mostly for his own self preservation, like being able to stay on the field,
And
because he's not going to be able to take too many more of
yeah.
these before something really bad happens to him.
And to add on to that, like they need to do a better job constructing the roster around him. I mean, I like James Cook. I think he could be a good running back, but like they haven't had a run game. They don't have any like uh the rookie tight end. I mean, you hope Kincaid, I think is his name. You
Yeah,
hope he could help, but I mean, aside from Stephon Diggs, like you don't trust their wide receivers. Dawson Knox is a good tight end. He's not a game breaker. He's not a Mark Andrews or a Kittle or one of those. Obviously not a Kelsey. So I don't know. You would hope they start trying to build like this team better, like for him to not have to be Superman, for him to not be the leading rusher, for him to not force balls into double coverage like to get it to Stefan. I don't know. I think it falls on the team. It falls on Allen. It's just overall. It's like everyone has like a part in this and the struggles.
yeah, I think you're right about that. I think it's a bunch of little things all combined, like you brought up, losing his offensive coordinator, losing not having a run game for the majority of his career.
Yeah.
Also, yeah, and I think their O line's a little bit shaky as well.
Yeah,
And so yeah, I think all those factors kind of add all into it. But yeah, like we said, he's still talent wise, we you could argue second best in the league. He's got to clean it up. But I
yeah,
think he will. I think he will. Maybe not next year because maybe not this year. I mean, but possibly next year
yeah.
because
But I
old
mean,
habits die hard. You know
do
what I
you
mean?
do you think that you think that Super Bowl window's closed on them? Because like from since the AFC Championship game when they got smoked out by Kansas City, I just don't feel like they've really been that close. Like, oh, I mean, divisional round, they lost to Mahomes, right? But they lost in divisional round.
Yeah,
Ever
they still
since
lost
then,
the divisional round.
yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. I don't want to say they
So
weren't.
yeah, I don't think it's closed, but I think
I
I don't
think,
think it's as open as it was a couple years
I,
ago.
I think, I think they need some things to go their way to win to come out of the AFC this year if they wanted to like make a Super Bowl run. I don't see it happening this year.
They've got everything that they need. The problem is it's down to Josh Allen, right? Like
I disagree with that.
you're not gonna say he got outplayed by Mahomes in the
No, 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 no. I'm not
2022,
saying.
but like yeah, I think that was an unlucky. You know, what I mean, losing 13 seconds, like you know, what I mean, that's not gonna happen all the time. But the year before that, he got smoked, got outplayed by Mahomes. Last year, got smoked, got outplayed by Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
So
That's what I'm saying. Like
you know,
I don't see him coming
he's
out.
gotta elevate to where he's at least as good, or if not better than those guys in those
But
games. That's
I
really what it comes down to.
what I push back with is I mean, I don't think he's better than those two guys, but they also have better weapons like surrounding him. So
True.
like Mahomes had Kelsey and I think he had Tyreek that year. And Burrow, I
Yeah.
mean, he has T Higgins, Boyd, Jamar Chase, Joe Mixon. Their tight ends are always solid. They're serviceable, you know. Last year he had Hayden Hurst. The year before, Burrow had C.J. Uzama, who was pretty good for them. But I don't see Allen like he has Diggs and Knox. And this year you hope Kincaid can elevate, like help, but it's a lot to ask for a rookie, regardless. Like he's a first rounder, it's still a lot to ask. So this year I wouldn't. I don't want to overreact and say they're not going to make the playoffs, but I don't see them if they make the playoffs. I don't see them like winning a game. To be honest with you,
Yeah, to me it's matchup dependent. Yeah, I think if they run to the Chiefs or the Bengals, I think they'll probably get taken out.
yeah,
But yeah, I mean that's really all I got to say about that.
yeah. It's just I we'll see because they play the Raiders, so like this should be a bounce back game for him. It should be in theory, but it's Josh Allen. We could get 500 yards, 5 touchdowns, or 200 yards, 4 picks. You don't know with that guy.
There's no in between with
Yeah,
him.
there really isn't. That's the funny part.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, in other news though, Chris Jones, he got what he wanted. Well, not completely. He got a
Uh,
1 year
I
deal.
think I think his agent did him bad, bro. I don't because I think he lost like 3 million in fines and shit, but he could win 2 million back at the incentives. But I don't know. I don't know I don't get the holdout. Like for what he held out for, I don't get why he did it.
I mean, yeah, I think he really just wants to be there for his team. I think he's tired of doing this. I think he went to these lengths thinking like, okay, if I do this, they'll
Yeah,
finally just break down and pay me. And then they're still holding frame. He's like, nah,
yeah.
bro, we're not paying you.
He
So he's
probably
like,
doesn't
fuck
want to
it. I'll just,
just he doesn't want to
yeah,
take the
he doesn't want
fines
to sit out
into
the whole season.
yeah,
And plus, he's going to keep getting fined the more he sits out. So
yeah.
he's like, fuck it, just give me my money for this year, and then we'll talk about it in the off season. If I'm the Chiefs, though, I'm not. I don't know why they're playing with his money. They're playing with his contract. He's one of the best players in the league, and one of
Yeah.
their best players
And
easily.
he's not
Just
even
pay
that
the
old
man.
either. Yeah, just pay him
Exactly,
for
he's in the
three
prime of his
years.
career,
Like
so
this is
I
why
pay this
Mahomes
man
took these
right
pay
now.
cuts for him to get his players re-signed.
Exactly. So I'm just if I'm the Chiefs, I'm paying him
Yeah.
yesterday. But
I
it seems like it's leaning in the direction where Chris Jones could potentially be playing his last season
yeah.
with the Chiefs. Unfortunately, I mean, not for me, but for Chiefs
Yeah.
fans.
Yeah,
Uh,
I think
I'm good not having to face Chris Jones every time we face the Chiefs.
I
So
think they should have just gave him the 3 years or 2 years, even 2 years. Like you could have avoided this, could have had him for the season opener. But I mean that's all in the past now. You can't do much to change that. But I mean, yeah, I mean Chris Jones, it's a big get back for them now going forward though. Help that boost that defense, which it looked pretty good Thursday night. And versus the Jags, they're gonna need it. They're gonna need the pressure to try to get a T-Law.
Exactly, exactly. Um, but yeah, man. Let's move on to most anticipated game of the week.
All right.
Um, and I'm gonna let you go first. You go
How
first.
many do you have? I have one, but I mean I could go over a couple.
I mean, I got one that's catching my eye.
This is
Um,
aside from your favorite team, right?
yeah, obviously. Like,
Okay.
I don't really anticipate Patriots games because we're kind of mid, so
Yeah.
not much to anticipate. Okay, you go first. I'm afraid we're
Yeah,
gonna have the
you
same one,
already.
but you go.
Oh wait, I mean, I think you know where I'm going. But if you think I got Bengals Ravens. That game's most exciting
Oh,
for
okay,
me.
okay, so, okay. We don't
Oh,
got the same one.
okay.
Okay.
Yeah, man. I mean, the Bengals 0-1. Their offense looked terrible. The Ravens, they didn't look great. They beat the Texans by a good amount, but Lamar wasn't a world beater versus the Texans. But I mean, he did enough to get the job done. Uh, Yeah, man, this is a big divisional matchup, division rivals. Bengals at home, home opener. You would hope if you're a Bengals fan, they could you know play well against this Ravens defense that has given them fits in the past. Their defense, their defense. I think it's hurting. I think Marcus Williams could miss some time with he has like I think a pec injury or something. That's a big loss for them. They don't have the greatest pass rush, which is good for Cincy to get that O line in sync. But I mean, yeah, and Joe Burrow, that my guy, he shows out versus the Ravens, 500 yards, five tutties. You remember that game? I know you remember that game. But Lamar also see him versus to see if he could throw the ball well with these new weapons against a new looking secondary in Cincy with the two different safeties. Couple rookies back there. You got a second year and what's his name? Um, Cameron Britt, um,
Oh,
Cheeto.
Cam Taylor Britt. Yeah.
Cam Taylor Britt, and then you got Awuzie back from injury. You know, I mean, you can't really tell how well he was just because of the rain and just because of the conditions. It was just they kind of just got dominated. Like they got worn down with the Browns run game. And I mean, the Ravens usually have a good run game, but they lost their running back last week, torn Achilles. But I mean, with Lamar, you have him. You have him. Obviously, he's a threat in the run game. You got Justice Hill. You got Gus Edwards, which are serviceable backs. But I don't think they're gonna dominate the Bengals D line like the Browns did. But what are your thoughts on this game?
Okay, so yeah, I mean, going back to your point with the run game, I think pretty much their run game is going to be fine because they have Lamar, and
Yeah,
as long as they have Lamar, any running back can be back there, and it's going to open up so much stuff for them because they're obviously worried about Lamar first. I liked the Ravens. They didn't do anything crazy on offense last week, but I think
yeah,
these guys are still building chemistry, and it's going to get
yeah,
better
for
as the
sure.
season goes along. I love the way Zay Flowers look though.
Yeah,
So
he looks good. He looks good.
and I expect him to have a big game this week because you brought up the Awuzies, the Cam Taylor Brits. It's just I don't know, man. Their secondary, it's a lot of mid to me,
I don't think
and
they're mid. I think they have. I think Cheeto's good. He's a good corner. He's not like he's not a like he's not a bad. He's not the best corner. He's a good corner though. He's serviceable. Their safeties. I trust Lou and
yep.
Arumo to like coach them up, and they're faster. They're faster. They're younger. They're more athletic. So you hope that could help. I mean, because you lose two guys like Von Bell, Jesse Bates, who are veterans. Some of the better safeties, better safety duos. Um, but I don't think they're mid necessarily. We got to see. I guess we got to wait and see though.
Yeah, I think what's saving this Bengals defense is the coaching from Lou Anarumo. I think
Yeah.
he's become one of the best defensive coordinators for this reason because the Bengals have never really had stars. I mean, you could have counted Jesse Bates as a star, but outside of him, they never really
Yeah.
had like a top tier guy on that defense, but they've consistently performed at or around like top 5 ish, top 7 ish defense, right? So if I
Oh,
I
in the
think they'll be,
playoffs. In the playoffs, I
I
feel like
think
that's when they elevated.
overall, but it's just I think the Ravens can find some matchups against the Bengals this coming up week. I really do. And look in the Ravens defensive line is still kind of a question mark because they did get David Ojabo back, who they drafted last year from Michigan,
Yeah.
and he did have a sack in week 1. He looked pretty good. So if they can get him going, I think they can give this Bengals O line some problems because that just seems to be the common thing with the Bengals. They always
Yeah.
seem to have some sort of problems on the offensive line. They just cut Lyle Collins.
Yeah. I mean, he
Who was
wasn't.
there?
He was good towards the end of the year. Then he got hurt, but like
Yeah,
he struggled like early last season, especially versus the Steelers. He looked bad versus TJ.
yeah, yeah. My main point is I feel like the Bengals could be had this week, but
I see what you're saying, but I don't know. I trust that front. That front seven is pretty good too. With Pratt, you got Wilson. I like those linebackers a lot.
no, I like that front seven.
I like Logan Wilson a lot, man. I think he's pretty underrated.
I don't have any questions about their front seven. They don't have an elite player like you said, but I think they're a good unit altogether. They're all good players, and it's just a secondary that worries me just a little bit.
Yeah, I see. But then I mean, if it's just like if you're not too concerned about like their defense, what who do you have like coming out? Like, do you trust the Ravens and their weapons, even though like they're all pretty new, or do you trust Burrow and those guys that have been there for the past 3 years?
If you're just talking offense versus offense, then sure, I agree with you. Obviously,
No, no, but
I
I'm
think
saying
that
like who like for this game, who are you leaning towards? Like,
I'm leaning towards the Ravens. If I'm being
okay,
honest with you, man.
okay.
Um,
No, I
I
like
just
it. I
think the
like it.
Bengals are one of those teams that start slow, man, and I
Yeah,
think I think they could survive starting off 0-2.
I don't I think this is like a must win for them, man. Especially you don't want to be 0-2 in division. Like that's
That's true. That's
that's
true,
tough
but
if you're trying to make the like get the 1 seed or
you're right. I don't think they're going to get the 1 seed. So yeah, I'm going to pick
yeah.
them to
Or
lose this game.
my that was my 1 seed pick, so I hope they
I was about to
win.
say, bro, if they go 0-2, your 1 seed picks
Oh
down
yeah,
the
I'm
drain
cooked.
already.
I'm cooked. I got the Bengals though. I mean, I don't love it. I'm not overly overly confident, but I think they should at home. I think AJ Green's like getting like to the Hall of Fame or something like that. I think.
Oh, for real? That's good.
I think
That's cool.
so.
That's cool to see.
Yeah. So I got the Bengals winning. I think it's gonna be a close game like last year's Sunday night game. Um, where the Ravens made just enough plays to come out on top. But and then another thing, Joe Burrow hasn't really faced Lamar too often because of injuries,
That's true.
So
He's been
I
facing
gotta go.
Snoop Huntley.
Yeah, that was fucking
Snoop, bro.
Pro Bowler, by the way.
Oh my god, that was a joke.
Yeah, but I got the Bengals coming out. I think it'll be a close game though.
Okay.
All right,
Let's move on to my most
yeah,
anticipated
what's
game of
your
the week.
game?
I'm gonna go with Kansas City and Jacksonville.
Oh, really? Okay,
Yeah,
I didn't see. I
rematch
didn't.
of the AFC divisional game, divisional playoff. This time it's in Jacksonville though, and the way Trevor Lawrence looked in Week 1, man, like I already said, I think he's a dark horse MVP pick for me this year. Um, yeah, man, I think it's hard to pick them just because I don't see the Chiefs going 0-2. That's the only
Yeah.
thing that's holding me back from picking the Jags. But
So you got the Chiefs.
I think it's gonna be a high scoring game. I do. I
Oh,
think
really? That's
yeah, because the Chiefs should get Kelsey back this week, and I think like all that overreaction about oh my god they need this they need that. I
yeah.
think like one of these random guys like Sky Moore or Justin Watson
Or
could have like
even Tony. I
150.
don't think he's gonna be the worst receiver
No,
ever again.
Tony's
So
fine. He
yeah,
just
I
had
think
like an awful game in a
yeah,
big
it was a
spot,
bad game.
so now everyone's kind of flipping out on that. But I think they'll be fine. Like I said, they'll get Kelsey back. That opens up everything for their offense. And then yeah, Trevor, like I said, like we saw the impact of what Calvin Ridley had Week 1. He looks energized. You know, what I mean, he got that BS suspension from last year, so
BS, bro. You can't bet on games. Come on.
okay, fine. If you want to suspend him, that's fine. Let's not give him a year. Like Ray Rice literally punched out his girlfriend, got 4 games.
Yeah,
So
I know. I'm not
like,
saying
I don't
no,
know,
no.
man. I
I
still
get
think
what
it's
you're
even.
saying. Yeah, I get what you're like. Their suspending system is like really flawed, but I get you want to set the precedent you can't bet on NFL games, but like I don't know. It's like a subject like where like obviously domestic violence is really wrong, and they should probably they should definitely be punished harsher because like you get some guys beating on their wife and they get like 3 games, so
Exactly.
it's just off. Yeah.
But yeah, like I said before, high scoring game I expect, and yeah, but I'm gonna pick the Chiefs to come out on top
Yeah, I
just
got
because
I got the
just because they
Chiefs.
got Mahomes, and just because I don't think they're gonna start off 0-2, especially when they're my pick for the 1 seed to go. Like I think I had them going 13-4, so
Yeah.
I don't think they're gonna start off 0-2. But
No,
what do you
yeah,
think?
I definitely agree with the Chiefs coming out. I don't necessarily think the Jags are gonna. I don't think it's gonna be a high scoring game just because I don't think the Chiefs defense is gonna be giving up a lot of points like that. Because I thought they looked good versus the Lions. Granted, the Jaguars have the better quarterback, and they got a little bit more weapons with Ingram and ETN and Ridley, obviously. What's his name? Christian Kirk. Oh, maybe it might be a little high. Maybe it might be a. I definitely
I
think.
think it will too, man. Another thing
Yeah,
you're not talking about too when it comes to this is Doug Peterson, former Andy Reid assistant. You know what I
that's
mean?
under. Yeah,
I think
that's.
he may know how to exploit some holes in that defense. You know.
Yeah, you know. You're right. You're right. I think, and then with Kelsey, I could see it. I could see them scoring a lot. Oh, definitely a lot more than the last week.
Oh, 100%.
But I
Yeah,
just don't.
that's not even a question.
When it comes to whose defense I trust more, Chiefs or Jaguars, I'm gonna go with the Chiefs just because they got they've they've done it before at higher levels. You're getting Chris Jones back. Um, yeah, I'm gonna go with the Chiefs. I'm gonna go with the Chiefs in a
Yeah,
higher scoring game. Yeah, we're in
we're in
agreement on
agreement.
that one.
We're in agreement. What do you know? Who would have thought? But what else? What else you want to talk about? Oh yeah, let's go over this. This is a little separate. You know, this is an NFL show, but like a big
Uh,
sports topic being talked about is Mr. Noah Lyles. I didn't even know who the hell this guy was until
yeah, respectfully,
I
I
don't
don't,
know.
I don't keep up with Olympics like that. Respectfully
It
to
it,
him.
it looked like he I don't know. It seemed kind of fake to me. It looked like he kind of performed that shit in the mirror before. Like he was performing that shit in the mirror like the day before. He was like,
he
"Oh,
got some shit he
this gonna
wanted to get
hit.
off
This
his
gonna hit
chest.
hard, bro.
He
Watch
got some
this."
shit he wanted to get off his
But
chest.
yeah, I mean, I get what he's trying to say, and I guess like USA losing, I guess proves his point, quote unquote. And then Giannis obviously came out in agreement with them, but I didn't expect Giannis to say anything else. Obviously, he's an
Yeah.
international player. It's like if you put Giannis and Embiid and Jokic and some of the other like Luca all on one team, and you put them against Team USA, what happens? You know, and I think that's a real argument. I think you could argue some of the best, maybe like 4 or 5 of the top 10 best players in the world right now are
Oh yeah,
international.
definitely.
So
Luca, Joker, Giannis, three right there off top.
yeah,
Embiid, I
and
wouldn't have him that high. I wouldn't
Embiid
have him
too.
that high though, personally.
Oh, who?
Oh, Embiid's not my top five.
Well, arguably, he still won the MVP last year. You
Yeah,
know what I
but it
mean?
was kind of a here. Shut up, MVP. Here, quit bitching.
I think he deserved it. I think he deserved it.
I think
He
he
put up
deserved
better.
it like 2 years
He
ago,
put up better
but
regular season numbers than Jokic. I
yeah,
think he
but Joker
deserved
kind of
it.
stopped caring. I agree. I didn't think Joker
That's
was gonna.
true.
Yeah,
That's true. Jokic doesn't even care about any of that. You know what I mean?
bro, this is a
But
job to him. He just drops 30, 10,
exactly,
15, and he goes home and like this is a
rides his
job.
horses.
Yeah, respect to Joker, man. Shout out Joker.
But yeah, man, I get it. I see both sides of it, but obviously the USA, especially when we get to next year with the full on Olympics, I think we're going to see the gap in a big way.
And then I think that the thing is like they're arguing over like they're not arguing about what countries the world like the NBA is the best basketball association in the world. Best basketball teams in the world. All right, you take any team from any country. You take Germany, and then you play them against the world champion Denver Nuggets. Who do you got winning? The Nuggets, right?
The Nuggets, yeah, easily.
Exactly. That's why they're world champions. That's the simplest way I could put it. The team that wins the
Yeah,
title is the best team in the world. That team will beat any team in the world. It's just as simple as that to me. Like people are trying to make
yeah,
it USA versus no, it's this team, and then it's constructed of freaking Jamal Murray. He's Canadian. Joker. He's not
Canadian,
Joker. Where's Joker from?
Serbia.
Serbia. Like bro, like it's not about the country. It's about the players on the team are from everywhere. The NBA is filled with players from everywhere around the world. These are the best players in the world. These are the best teams in the world. Like this team, the
Yeah,
team that it's not. And then the argument I've seen is like, oh well, if you put the Hornets versus whatever, like no, but that team isn't. They're not in the playoffs. They're not winning world championships in the NBA. You're taking
yeah,
you're taking this best team that just won a title, and they're gonna win any other team. I don't care. Like
exactly.
I don't know. That
And
shit was
just
just
the overall talent gap. I'm saying overall best talents in the NBA,
yeah,
obviously,
yeah,
right? So yeah, I think that's really what it comes down to. People are gonna have their takes,
yeah.
whatever,
I mean,
But yeah, I don't know. It's a little bit silly to me,
yeah.
especially coming from him. Like I don't know. Something
Yeah.
about that guy just throws me off. But
I don't know. To me, it's as simple as would the Denver Nuggets beat Germany, like the team that just won the World Cup or whatever, the
oh
basketball?
yeah,
It's like, yeah,
it's
I would take the Nuggets. That's why they're the world champions. They probably beat them, especially with Joker. Like,
yeah. If you have the best player in the world, yeah,
yeah,
that's what the
yeah.
Nuggets got. So
I don't know.
um,
Just a side
yeah,
tangent, I guess.
yeah, it's a little so we got to get that in there. But yeah, let's move on to our week one picks, man.
Week two. Week two.
Or week two. Yeah, sorry, I'm a noob at this,
Yeah.
as you can. But yeah, you got the list in front of you. Let's go down.
All right. You want to start from tomorrow's game, or you want to start from what
Yeah,
we?
yeah. Let's start with
All right.
Thursday.
Vikings Eagles. Vikings at Eagles. Who you got?
It's the Eagles, bro.
You think
I got the
so?
Eagles.
No, yeah.
Yeah, man. I think the Eagles had a close game against the Patriots, and I think people are trying to be like, "Oh, did they fall off because they had a close game?"
Yeah.
No, they're fine. They're going to be just fine. Especially against the Vikings, who we saw they performed against the Eagles in prime time last year. It wasn't pretty.
Something about
So
those
yeah,
bright lights be scaring Kirk Cousins, man. I don't get it.
yeah. Basically every single game except for against the Patriots last year on Sunday night, he's pretty much crapped his pants on prime
Wasn't
time.
it on Thanksgiving?
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, it
Yeah.
was Thanksgiving. Yeah, that sucked. That was
Yeah,
a bad
I
Thanksgiving.
got the Eagles though. I got the Eagles as well. I don't. I think it'll be pretty. I don't think it'll be a blowout like last year, but I just think that and people are talking about Jalen Hurts struggling, and I think he shuts that down. He bounces back with
100%.
AJ Brown, Devontae Smith. Just overall their weapons. I think the Vikings defense isn't great. I think this is a good bounce back game. I think it'll be pretty close though. Like I see it like being a one score game. Nothing. I don't. Hopefully not another blowout like last year. Last year was just embarrassing.
For real. Yeah, I don't think it'll be quite as bad, but I think it's going to be decently bad. I think something maybe like 31 to
21.
14.
Oh, whoa,
31 to 14.
whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty bad actually.
Yeah. Not as bad as last year, but I don't know, man. I don't trust Kirk in these moments, unfortunately. Like,
Yeah.
and
Well,
plus the whole thing with Jefferson too, the fact they didn't pay him, that kind of rubs me the wrong way as well. Not
I
saying like,
I just
oh,
I
that has
just
anything to do with this week two game, but
yeah.
I don't know.
You're kind of
It's
rooting
like
against the Vikings now for that.
I feel like that's gonna kind of linger
Uh,
over the season a little bit
I just think
because it's like you're not.
they're trying to prolong paying him because I think he's gonna get like 30 something million, bro. Like he's gonna break the market.
They're only making it worse for themselves. The longer they wait, the more they're gonna have to
Yeah,
pay.
that's
You
true.
know. So yeah, but yeah, man. What do we got next?
This one is sneaky. It's sneaky interesting because we got Seahawks at Lions. Because Seattle, they didn't look great, man. Like the Rams really put it on them,
Yep.
and yeah, is Gino on fraud watch? Like you said, I think the Lions win this game, man. If they want to be taken serious, they gotta come out and win these games that they should win. Like they're at home. I think the Lions take care of business.
Yeah, the Lions. The Let's start off with Geno first. Geno is officially on fraud watch, as we talked about last week. But if you remember, this game did take place last year. It was a shootout. It was
Yeah.
like both of these teams went off on each other. I think Kenneth Walker had over 150 yards rushing.
I
Both
think
of
this
these
is like
teams
the
deep.
game that made people think like, oh, Gino's actually pretty good. I think this was like, last year, last year.
Yeah, that
Yeah, last
yeah,
year.
that's kind of when it started a little bit. But both these defenses are very suspect. I expect this to be somewhat of a high scoring game as well. I'll take the Lions just because I do think Gino is a certified fraud,
Oh my
and
goodness. Quit being a
and
hater.
I like the way they played against the Chiefs. I understand they got a little bit lucky
With
with
like
that
certain
pick
things
six
went
and
their way.
whatnot.
Yeah, but you got to
But
make your own luck.
I think their defense. I mean, I think their offense will be much better this week because they're facing a way worse defense than what Seattle's got.
Yeah, and they're at home, and they usually play better at home in the
Yes, and
dome.
they're at home.
No, yeah, I definitely like I like Detroit. To kind of just piggyback off what you're saying, they're trying to build if they want to be taken serious, they gotta win these games. They're at home. They played a better. I think the Chiefs they played a better quarterback, obviously, and they had some things go their way, but I mean overall that's just a confident booster. I think they win.
Yeah, so we're in agreement. What's happening, man? What's going on?
Man, okay. Let's see. Colts at Texans. Who you got?
Oh man, this is a
This could be a stinky game. I'm not gonna lie.
yeah. This is one of those classic. This is like one of the old games that used to put on Thursday night football. Like when you
Yeah,
didn't care about
before
it as
yeah,
much.
yeah,
Like let's just
the
put a crappy
Jaguars
division
and shit,
matchup.
like a Blake Bortles
Yeah,
and Marcus Mariota, Jags,
yeah,
Titans.
the Jaguars with their puke uniforms. Yeah,
Those were god awful.
yeah. Um, dude,
I like the Texans. I'll just say that.
I'm gonna go with the Texans. I'm gonna go with the Texans just because they're at home.
This
I
guy,
like the
bro. Pick your own.
yeah.
Pick your own team.
I mean, they got D'Amico. I like D'Amico.
I like
Um,
Stingley.
I
Derek
like the way
Stingley.
Stroud played last week too. I thought he was pretty
Yeah,
solid.
versus a good
Uh,
defense. One of the tougher teams in the league. He didn't
yeah,
fold. He didn't look terrible. He didn't look too overwhelmed. Um, I also think the Colts could make it sneaky interesting though. Anthony Richards had a pretty good game, versus Trevor Lawrence. They had two touchdowns or yeah,
yeah.
two
He had a passing
touchdowns.
and a rushing,
Yeah,
passing and a rushing. Yeah,
he looked pretty good. I mean, I could see it being a pretty close game, but I just got the Texans just because I like Stroud and I like what they're trying to build in Houston and a tough defensive team. They signed a bunch of like veterans this offseason. You know,
true. I think
yeah, I like the Texans.
I think the Colts. I think I saw something that said like the Colts have like no players over 30 on their roster
Yeah,
or
they're
something
just
like
all
that.
young. Yeah, they're just all young.
I think that inexperience could come to bite them, especially on the road. So yeah, based off that, I'll go off the Texans in a close game. Maybe something around like 23-20, something like that. Like it
Yeah,
should be close. Both these teams aren't too far apart in talent, and we still don't even know about the quarterbacks yet. Like eventually, one of these guys are gonna have a shit game,
yeah.
and it's gonna be like, it could easily be this week for Richardson. So,
All right,
um, I got the
Bear.
list too.
Okay,
I'm seeing a lot of. Ugh, God,
there's a
go
lot of
ahead.
mid. Bears at Bucks.
Man, Fields did not make me feel good, man,
Yeah,
last week at all. But the Bucks, they still got some vets on their team.
they're still a talented
Baker,
team. There's just
they're still
it's just
talented,
the
but they got a
coaching
lot of
and
those
Baker that you're
players.
like worried of.
Yeah, I'm just afraid of like a Baker three-pick performance that we've seen a
But he could
million
also have
times.
like a three touchdown performance, especially against
Exactly.
that
That's what's.
defense.
Yeah.
I
You know
got
what?
I got the Bucks. I got the Bucks.
I'm gonna
Last
take the Bears.
last
I'm
week
gonna take the
I
Bears.
tried to outsmart every pick. I got let me take the Steelers and buy into the high. Let me take like this week I'm just gonna go with who I think has the better team, and I just think the Bucks have a better roster defensively, offensively. Um, I think Baker looked good last week. He didn't like look like a Cleveland Baker when he hurt his shoulder. He didn't look like Carolina Baker. He looked good. I trust him with those weapons. You got Godwin, Mike Evans. I'm just gonna take the better roster, and at home, I got the Bucks.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna take the Bears. I'm gonna take the Bears just to. I'm gonna give Fields one more chance, man. I'm gonna give him one more chance. Like, if you can't perform against this team, then I don't really know what to say. The Packers, like, that's a division opponent. You were on the road. Weren't they on the road? Were they on the road last year? Weren't
No,
they in
the
Green?
Bears were. I thought the Bears were home. Or
Oh,
wait. Yeah, versus the
I,
Packers. Yeah, they were home.
okay. Okay, so
Yeah,
I don't
they
know. It's still a division game, though. I'm gonna take the Bears.
okay.
I still think Tampa Bay's defense is very suspect based off what we saw last year. They pretty much bring back the same team. And yeah, like I said, this is Fields' last chance for me. Like if he loses this one, I might not take him for the rest of the year.
This guy. Okay. Next game. This one should be pretty interesting. Packers Falcons.
Yeah, you're right about this. This one is sneaky interesting.
It's not sneaky could be fun because you got Jordan Love, you got the unknown. He looked good though last week versus like
He did.
first opening drive of the second half. Dobbs, you got Dobbs. I think Watson should be coming back soon. I don't know if he's back this game, but they got some playmakers. You got Aaron Jones, one of the better running backs in the league, versus the Falcons who have Drake London who got no catches last week. Kyle Pitts, Bijan, Algier, the other running back. Their defense looked pretty solid with Jesse Bates. He had like two picks, and I think he caused a forced fumble. He looked good. So this is a sneaky, interesting game, but I'm gonna go with who I think the better roster and better quarterback is. I got the Packers.
Yeah. So I don't know if you've seen this Twitter thread going around today. It's
Oh man, what is
Kyle
it?
Pitts. It's Kyle Pitts getting wide open like 20 times and him not even throwing the ball.
I love that for
So
for me.
yeah, man. Ritter not doing a lot to instill confidence in me.
Yeah,
It looks like they're kind of designing this offense about around Bijan Robinson. They're lining him up everywhere, which is fine, obviously, but you got to get your other playmakers involved. Eventually, you got to throw the ball to real receivers like Pitts and like London, and
yeah.
both of them. I don't know, man. I'm just a little bit worried about their offense. Even though they have a lot of fun players, I don't know if they know how to utilize them correctly,
I
or if
just don't
they
think they
are
trust the
missing a
quarterback.
quarterback.
Yeah, they don't
Yeah, I
trust the
think they might be
quarterback.
missing
Maybe.
a quarterback to utilize them. Because Kyle Pitts did have 1,000 yards as a rookie when he had Matt Ryan. Even though Matt Ryan
It's kind
wasn't,
of it was a mid 1,000, bro. He had like 1,005, bro. Like
it
what are
doesn't matter. He had a
it
thousand
matters.
yards
It
as a
matters
rookie.
when you're a hater like me. It matters.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Yeah, Falcons hater.
But still, he had Matt Ryan, who is a veteran quarterback. Even though
Oh
he
yeah,
wasn't nearly as good, he still got him the ball. Kyle Pitts is an elite talent, whatever you want to say, right?
that's cool,
So
but produce.
uh,
Talent doesn't
I
matter when you
do
don't produce. Remember
low
that.
key. I hope this keeps up though, because I'd love to see Kyle Pitts in a Patriots jersey one day.
This guy, bro.
And
Yeah.
that, and if
Maybe
this
when he's 35
continues,
and washed, yeah, you'll get him.
and if this continues, I think we're heading down that direction. But yeah, I agree with you for the most part. I think the Packers got the better
Packers,
team.
yeah. Better
They got the better
quarterback.
quarterback.
Better
They got the
better
better coach.
coach.
Yep,
Falcons coach is
they
good
got a
though.
better coach, definitely. So based off that, I'm gonna go with the Packers, man. Packers 2-0 for me to start the
Yeah.
season.
Okay. All right. Let me skip a game. We'll talk about this game a little later. What do you got? Chargers at Titans.
I got the Chargers, man.
Yeah,
Like the
okay.
Ryan Tannehill against your boys.
Who that,
Uh,
baby? Who that?
uh, you know, he was going up against a good defense. I don't think Tannehill is that bad that he showed in week one. And the Chargers got absolutely roasted last week against a high flying offense. Obviously, the Titans don't got anything like that.
Oh yeah, definitely
But
not.
yeah, I'm gonna go with the Chargers simply based off they got the better overall team. Obviously, the way better quarterback.
Yeah.
And they need this win. I think if the Chargers start off 0-2, that's really bad for them. Like we were talking about the Bengals earlier, I think they could afford to go 0-2
I
because
disagree.
they started off slow before and they've come back from it. The Chargers have shown no ability to do that, and with how tough their schedule is, if they start off 0-2, they're gonna be in danger of missing the playoffs. So yeah, based off that, it's a must win for the Chargers for me. I'm gonna take the Chargers.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much piggyback off what you said. They got the better roster. They got the way better quarterback. Their coach is far worse than the Titans, but
Oh, 100%.
I
This
lo-
isn't Vrabel's fault.
and the
What's
Saints
happening in
last
Tennessee?
week, the Saints were getting so much pressure on Ryan Tannehill, and this week, after not getting any pressure on Tua, you would hope Boza and Khalil Mack could bounce back, and especially with that Titans like new O line, I think the Chargers are gonna win. And then
Yeah, there's a
Hopkins is hurt. You don't trust their weapons. The Chargers. If Staley can't like get a good defensive performance from this game, then he needs to go, man. So I got the Chargers winning.
I think yeah, man. If the Chargers lose this game, Staley he's on track to get fired mid-season, bro.
I don't think they
I
will
think.
fire him, but I
I
hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying.
I don't know. I think if you had to like guess, like who's the coach that you would say has the highest chance of getting fired mid-season? Like the first
Oof.
coach to be fired.
Damn, I'm looking at these teams and looking at the coaches. I'm like, fuck. I think you're right because they're all these teams that either have established coaches or they're rookie coaches. And you're not gonna fire them on first year. Yeah, I could. Yeah, I could see. I don't think they will, but if I had to pick one, I could see why you say Staley for sure.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just I don't know, man. I don't know how they're keeping him around.
All right.
It's just
We're in agreement though. We got the Chargers, right?
okay.
I'm gonna get these like boring games out of the way, and then I'll get
Yeah.
to what I think are the funner games. Giants Cardinals. Giants at Cardinals.
Oh, Jesus.
I think Giants win.
This this is a
Just
snooze fest game, bro.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I
I
got
don't
the
got much to say.
Giants.
I just Giants have a better
Yeah, not much to
team and
say.
better
Giants got a way
quarterback,
better
so
team and a way better coach.
better quarterback.
We'll see about
Okay.
Mister Gannon. We don't know about him yet, but
Yeah.
yeah, the Giants. You're a playoff team, right? We do have you on fraud watch.
This guy, bro.
But yeah, I mean, you could beat the Cardinals, right? I mean, it's just the Cardinals. You should have no problem winning this game. Come on, Josh Dobbs.
Honestly, though, if because I don't think the Cardinals are gonna be good. If they're gonna win like 2, 3 games, I can see this being one of the games they win. Like,
Oh
I'm,
man,
I'm gonna pick the Giants though, just because I trust Daniel Jones that will bounce back. And teams that usually get blown out, usually they bounce back the next week and put up some more fight, especially on prime time. They got embarrassed, so I got the Giants winning.
yeah, we're in agreement.
Okay.
Same.
All right. Jets Cowboys. I mean, I think with Rodgers this is a different story, but no Rodgers, I got the Cowboys.
Yeah, man, this would have been one of the most fun games of the week coming up if Rodgers didn't get hurt.
Man, it's unfortunate.
So I mean, yeah, man, I think Zach Wilson's gonna have a long day. The offensive line was struggling last week against the Bills, who don't have near the pass rush of what the Cowboys do. I think Zach Wilson's going to be running for his life. I expect him to throw 2 to 3 interceptions, and I expect the Cowboys to absolutely stomp the
I
Jets.
disagree. I disagree with that part. I think this is going to be a defensive battle. I think the Jets know Zach Wilson isn't that guy to throw it around the field. I think there's going to be a heavy Brees Hall running game. I think it's going to be the Jets defense, bro. They kept that team in a lot of games last year. I think this will be a closer game than you'll want to admit. I think obviously the Cowboys are better, but we've seen Dak under pressure, under like like versus elite competition. We've seen him struggle, so I think it'll be a defensive battle. But I got the Cowboys win. I just trust Dak obviously more than Zach Wilson. I think it's gonna be like a 20 to 14 type of game.
Wow, really?
Yeah,
Yeah, man. I'm predicting something like 28-10, something like that. I think
but
Zach Wilson's going to give him some short fields, man. He's
no,
going to give him some. I'm not saying like Dallas is going to be slinging it all over the Jets. I
yeah,
don't think
okay, I
that's
see.
going to
I
happen.
see. I see. What, like kind of like how the Jets lost to the Ravens last year. It was a closer game than like the score, but like
Yeah,
I think the Jets
he's
defense is really good though. So
he's going to put the ball in harm's way. I've seen it way too many times against my team. What Zach Wilson is capable of. So yeah, he's gonna throw him a couple, and he's
yeah,
gonna be running for his life. So that's not a good combination to me. I think it's gonna not be close at all. But yeah,
okay.
we're in
We're in
agreement on who
agreement
wins.
on the game, but
Yeah,
I think it'll be closer. I think the Jets are gonna they're gonna try to make it a run and running like a messy defensive battle. But yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Commanders at Broncos.
Oh man, this is kind of a tough one. Not gonna lie,
I
because
think I think I don't think the Broncos could afford to go 0-2 after paying Sean Payton all that money. Commanders kind of struggled last week with the Cardinals. I think this is a must win for the Broncos just because like you can't start 0-2, especially with all the shit Sean Payton was talking all off season. Russell Wilson, he has to have a good game eventually. I just think the Broncos they have to win. This is a must win for them.
this has got. First of all, I'm gonna take the Broncos. I just want
Yeah,
to put that
okay.
out there. But this has got some disaster potential for the Broncos if they do lose. Because
Definitely.
first of all, I don't believe Sean Payton even really wanted this job. I believe he was hoping the Chargers job was going to open up, and it
Yeah.
didn't. So he chose the side chick instead. But yeah, man, basically what you said, they can't afford to go down 2-0. I mean to 0-2.
0-2.
Washington already got their win last week, so obviously I think they can afford the loss a lot more. This
Yeah.
Broncos defense is so talented, man. Like PS2, like he's unreal. Um,
Justin
Washington should
Simmons,
not be
good
able to move the
safety.
ball. Washington should not be able to move the ball on them, bro.
I know their corners outside kind of are struggling, especially what's his name? Jacoby Myers had a pretty good game. I mean,
Jacoby
Surtain
looked great.
shut down Devontae, but
Yeah, I agree.
um,
It opened up everything for
I
Jacoby.
think the Commanders have good running. I'm advocating for them. I got them losing, but they got Terry McLaurin, Joe. They got Dotson. They got
Yep.
Is Curtis Samuel still on the team? They got
Curtis Samuel's still on the team. I hope he's healthy because that's been his problem.
they got Gibson and Brian Robinson as running back. Sam Howell, we'll see how he performs against his defense, but because like the Broncos have had a good defense, but it's so hard for the defense to be elite every single year. Just because eventually, like after the second year,
No, you're right.
players want to get paid, players leave, players get injured. It's
Exactly.
just hard. So I think it'll be a low scoring game, but I got the Broncos. But yeah, their defense was. I don't think their defense is their number one. No, their defense definitely isn't their issue at all. Uh, but it's not their strength, and I just don't think the Broncos have like the greatest team anymore. Like honestly, like Judy is always hurt. Sutton's kind of mid now. They got a good running back. Javonte Williams is really good. Russell Wilson, there's questions about like can he still be elite? I don't think he's elite anymore. Their defense isn't going to backpack them anymore either, though. But I'm talking myself into this Commanders pick. I mean, Sam Howell. No, I
I'm
got the
about to say
Broncos.
it sounds like you're leaning Commanders based off
Nah,
what you've
nah.
been saying.
I think at home, I think this is a second home game. They gotta win. They gotta win. I got Broncos.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Broncos kind of live in these 20-13 type of
Very,
games.
very stinky games. Very
Yeah,
stinky.
I think that's exactly what this game is going to be. But yeah, I'm gonna take the Broncos. They got the home field advantage,
All right,
so
all right.
yeah, we'll go with them.
We're gonna go back a few games that I skipped over
Gotcha.
because these are kind of interesting to me. Raiders and Bills. Raiders at Bills.
Raiders at Bills.
Yeah.
Okay. Um. Yeah, man. I didn't pick the Raiders to be very good this year. The Bills need this win. They cannot lose at home to the Raiders. There's no reason why Josh Allen should not carve up the Raiders defense. They
Other
they
than
got
Max
nobody in their
Crosby,
secondary.
yeah, their defense is not good.
Yeah, they got nobody in their secondary, so I expect the Bills to win this game pretty comfortably. Um, I think Jimmy G's going to get some pressure on him and turn back into, the good
He
Jimmy.
looked pretty good versus Denver. I'm not gonna lie.
He did. He did. I'll
He
give him
made
that.
some gutsy plays. Like he ran like running for that like to steal a game, running for that first down. I don't know. I kind of shit on Jimmy a lot, like because people overrate him because he was on the Niners and they always won and he's a winning quarterback. That kind of always irked me. But
They overrated him
Jimmy
because he's handsome. That's the only reason.
well at work, bro. This lady, I'll tell you who off the pod. She was like, "Oh yeah, I love Jimmy G. He's so handsome." Some older lady talking about the Raiders. It was pretty funny. And no, but I gain a lot of respect for Jimmy G after last week. But I think it'll be a closer game. I think Josh Allen, man, he's prone to throw some boneheaded picks, and what makes me think that this is going to be a different game. Like, I don't think he's going to throw three, but I'm just saying, like, I could see him throwing a pick, and I could see it being a close game. Granted, though, I just trust Josh Allen more than Jimmy G, and I trust the Sean McDermott more than the Raiders coach. So I got the Bills.
Yeah, Josh Allen, like I said before, you got to carve this team up, man.
Yeah,
There's no excuse.
he
You ain't got
has
nobody in the
to he
secondary. You
has
got
to
to,
at least have 3 touchdowns total. Like
yeah.
he needs a
Like
big
I can
bounce back
understand
game.
it against the Jets because the Jets got some real dudes on their defense, and
Oh
nobody
yeah,
can
everywhere.
outside of Crosby. So, yeah, I think the Bills should win this pretty comfortably. I'm going to pick the Bills 30-20,
I
around
got the
there, around
Bills
that.
winning 28 to like 24. Closer game than you
Oh,
think.
we're in agreement again.
Yeah,
What do you
okay.
know?
All right. This one should be interesting. Actually, I think we're going to agree on this one. 49ers at Rams, which is basically a home game for the Niners.
Yeah, yeah. All the Rams fans are still in St. Louis, unfortunately.
They don't even have
But
fans,
yeah, man,
bro.
I think it was a good gutsy win by the Rams last week. But they won against a team that I didn't have a lot of faith in to begin with. Against the Seahawks, the 49ers, based off how they looked last week,
They look
they may
good.
very well be the best team in the league. I think the talent gap between these two may be the highest that there is in the league right now. So yeah, I think the 49ers go into LA and absolutely trounce them.
Ooh.
Unfortunately,
I think
um,
I think the
I don't
Rams
know, man.
were
I don't think the Rams can
super.
keep up.
No, yeah, I got the 49ers winning just because they have one of the best rosters, top to bottom on offense and defense. I think a lot of people count the Rams out too much though. Like after watching them versus Seattle, I'm like, you know what? Matt Stafford's still a top 10 quarterback when healthy. You still got
Hmm.
Sean McVay, one of the best coaches in the league. So I don't think they're gonna be. So like I kind of like I'm looking back. I'm like, okay, I don't think the Rams are gonna be number one overall pick worthy just because, like just because of who they got, Aaron Donald and Stafford and Cup when he's back. They got that one rookie receiver. I don't think they're gonna win though, because just they don't have the talent. But I think the Rams, they're gonna be a better team. They might be a sneaky wild card team, but I got 49ers winning comfortably, because they always win the Rams, honestly.
I agree with that last point you made about them potentially sneaking in like last spot of the playoffs, something like that.
Yeah,
Stafford, like you said, he looks healthy, man. I
he looked
think,
good. He looked
yeah,
good.
like last year he had the Tommy John or whatever it was. Like his
He just
elbow
never
was
looked.
screwed.
He just never looked good. Like from
His
week
elbow was
one.
messed up going into the season. So now
Yeah,
he looks back, and yeah, he's still slinging it, man. I think they had two receivers that went over 100
it's
yards
like Puka
last year.
Nuko or look up his
But yeah,
name.
like
It's like some weird
Puka
name,
Nakua,
bro.
Puka Nakua, and Tutu
Puka
Atwell
Nakua.
went over
Yeah,
100
Puka.
yards last
Hey,
week.
I think he had like 119 yards, and I was
Yeah,
I heard on some other pod like he sneaky has like a Cooper Cup profile, like how he likes to play receiver. So with him out, he should be getting a lot of targets.
yeah.
All right,
So yeah,
all right.
but
Let's
yeah,
get into these primetime
still
games, man.
49ers.
Yeah, 49ers win pretty comfortably, I think. All right, Sunday night football, I believe. Dolphins at Patriots.
Oh
It's your
man,
team, man. Let's hear it.
I'm worried about Tyreek Hill, man.
Oh
I
yeah.
am. I'm not gonna lie. The thing is, we've done a pretty decent job against Tyreek Hill because we double team him every time we play him, so he doesn't really get to go off like that.
But
But
Jalen Waddle.
that's opened up. Yeah, exactly. That's opened up Jalen Waddle to kill us, and that's happened. But I don't know, man. Based off last week, I'm feeling really good about this offense, and I think our defense is very good as well. I don't think the Dolphins are always going to do what they did against the Chargers. If they do, then we got a big problem. Okay,
Dolphins are a major threat
but
if they do this again.
um, but yeah, I'm going to pick the Patriots
Okay.
to win.
All right, finally,
I'm
we
gonna pick them.
disagree on
I'm pick them
something.
to win a close game. It needs to be very close. Yeah, man, we're at home. We're gonna be wearing the Pat Patriots,
Oh,
the
those
red
are
uniform,
those are beautiful
throwback.
classics right there.
Exactly.
And Dolphins need to wear
So
their throwbacks. That's what they need to do. Their
no,
throwbacks
those are
are
trash.
elite.
No, those suck.
Hey,
Those
Scott, you sicken me, bro.
suck. Nah,
God,
but Yeah, man. I think being at home, like I said, all the other factors, and I feel like this team is much improved from last year. And even last year, we were in a lot of games, close games that we lost. So like I said, I picked this team to be a playoff team. You need to be able to beat teams in your division to obviously get there. So I'm gonna pick the Patriots to win this game. I'm gonna say 24-21.
Yeah, that was cute and all, but I got the Dolphins pretty comfortably. Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, Tua is looking like a top 10 quarterback, top
The
five if he
casual
keeps
take.
it.
I didn't expect anything less.
This guy, man. Nah, I just don't trust. I think the Dolphins can be had though. If there was a way for the Patriots to win running the ball, the Dolphins cannot stop the run last week versus LA.
Yep.
Um, and you know what? Like with Bill Belichick, he's one of the smartest coaches ever in NFL history. He has a defensive game plan in the Hall of Fame for literally being that great. Um, I think he's gonna try to take away Tyreek, but I mean, then you got to worry with Jalen Waddle, and Tua has those. He has Barrios looked good last week, and he just distributes the ball really well. For the Patriots, if they want to win, do you know how the weather is gonna be by any chance?
No word on the weather. No word on the weather yet.
Yeah.
I don't. I haven't heard anything. So
Because
I
last week
don't
it
think
was
it's going
it
to be
was
bad.
raining and it was sloppy and that was kind of a big deal. But
Yeah, in the first quarter it was. Yeah.
um I got the Dolphins winning just because I trust that Mike McDaniel's, bro, one of the best offensive coaches, one of the best new coaches. Um, Tua hasn't lost to the Patriots yet. He's undefeated, never lost like
It's got to happen. It's got to happen at some
LeVar
time.
Ball, man. Um, Yeah, I got the Dolphins though. If there was a way for the Patriots to win, it would be running the ball, running it, defensive battle, just running it down the Dolphins' throat, keeping two off the field. And I think it'll be a close game though. I think it'll be a 27-24 type game. But I got the Dolphins just because I trust that firepower. And Tua, if he wants to be put in with the elite quarterbacks, he has to win. He has to put together back to back good games at least. And if he wants to start that streak, he has to start now. Which I mean, he's on the Patriots, so you know,
Yeah. Yeah. You're wrong as usual.
no,
It's all good, man.
he's 4-0
We'll see
against the
after the
Patriots, but I go off, I guess.
game.
All right,
But yeah.
all right.
Go
So
ahead.
we're in disagreement. You got the Patriots, I got the Dolphins. All right, week a week. What am I saying? Monday Night Football, Saints at Panthers. Who you got?
Oh yeah, I forgot we got a double header on Monday
Yeah,
night this week.
double header.
Oh yeah, man. I think the Saints are the worst team in the league, and
That's
I think they're
sickening.
gonna.
Yeah, hater.
No. Yeah, man.
Derek
Bryce Young.
Carr, baby, Carr.
I mean, Carr. I'll give him that throw at the end of the game. I wasn't
He's
impressed with him
like
for the
that.
majority of the game, though. I think your O line is a little bit suspect as well. But I mean,
That's a good
uh,
D line though in Tennessee. That's a good front seven.
that's really what this comes down to. It's the Panthers not having enough offensively in order to get past the Saints defense, which is still very good. Carr,
DeMario, best linebacker, baby. DeMario
Demario
Davis.
Davis,
He's like
Marshon
that. He's
Lattimore,
like that.
guys like that.
Oh man.
So I mean, it's fine. You got an easy schedule. That's why
This
you make the
guy, you're
playoffs for
such a
sure.
hater. You got the Saints.
But I think the Saints win this game.
Yeah.
I think they're just a better team. Um,
I think we're gonna
they were
cause
more
Bryce Young
talented.
hell, bro.
They got the proven quarterback. I think Bryce Young wouldn't surprise me if he throws another pick or two. It's a
Marshawn,
tough defense to
DPOY
go against.
year. Marshawn. You
I
gotta clamp these guys.
saw what your boys did to Mac Jones in his rookie season. That was Mac Jones' first bad game. It was against the Saints.
Okay, buddy.
So the Saints kind of, what I mean, I think they can punish rookie quarterbacks. So I
Yeah.
don't think Bryce Young's going to be any different.
Yeah, I just think we have the better roster. You got that momentum coming from a tough win versus Tennessee, which Tennessee doesn't think they're gonna suck. Everyone likes to count them out, but Mike Vrabel, one of the better coaches. Um, yeah, I just don't think Bryce Young has much to work with. That O line is pretty shaky at best. Their weapons are kind of mid. You got old Adam Thielen. I'm not even sure if DJ Chark's healthy. I'm pretty sure he's not.
I didn't see him.
Yeah, I think
If
he's
he was
hurt.
out there, he didn't do anything.
Yeah, I think he's hurt. I mean Hayden Hurst, he's a okay tight end. That other receiver, I always forget his name. You know what I'm talking about.
Mingo.
Yeah, I mean like that shit. Terrence
He
Marshall,
had a
he's
catch.
he's cool, I guess, but we got Saints defense. Their D line's gonna expose the Panthers O line. I just trust Lattimore. Panthers also J.C. Horn, kind of underrated. We haven't talked about. He has like a hamstring injury, so he's gonna miss some time, which
Yeah,
sucks because he's really one of those elite corners when he's healthy. He's just never healthy. It's just unfortunate. But
yeah. I think they need to trade him to New England. He'll stay healthy there.
they need
But
to. Oh yeah. Nah, I got the Saints
yeah,
winning pretty comfortably though on Monday night.
yeah, we're in agreement again, man.
Yeah.
Not much
Okay.
to say. I
I'm
think the Saints will
I'm
win both
interested in
games.
what you say though on this on the last game of the week. Browns at Steelers.
Yeah, I mean, this just became a more interesting game based off how last week played out. I'm still a big believer in the Steelers. I am,
Okay.
and
Okay.
they're at home again. Obviously, that didn't matter against the Niners, but the Browns, Deshaun, he hasn't shown that he's a good quarterback anymore. To be quite honest with you, so
Yeah, he
I
looked
do think
very
this is going to
shaky.
be a close game, though. I do think it's going to be close. It's a division game. The Steelers haven't been able to stop Nick Chubb whenever they play him, so I think it's going to be heavy Nick Chubb led offense. And but I do believe the Steelers will get the win since they are at
Oh,
home.
really? Okay.
Yeah, and I do have a little bit more trust in them as of right now, at least. We'll see how Kenny Pickett
After that
performs
ass
Sunday.
whipping that San Fran, nah, okay. I
It
respect.
was against San Francisco,
Nah,
bro.
I
It
respect
was.
that because a lot of people are counting the Steelers out, and including myself because I got the Browns winning. Um, I don't think
Oh man,
I don't think the Browns are gonna dominate like how they did Cincy week one, but I think they're I think that defense is going to be elite this year. I don't trust Matt Canada's offense. The Steelers' offense, everyone's
yep.
been saying he's got to go.
That's
Uh,
what's
the,
been holding them back the most. They're
Deshaun,
saying,
Deshaun missed a lot of throws versus Cincy that were wide open, but a lot of it was due to the weather. So I think depending on the weather, if it's a nice night out, I think the Browns could do some damage because Steelers secondary did not look good. T.J. Watt, he's elite. He's one of the better players in the league, top five defensive players, top three probably. But
yeah,
you also got Myles Garrett, Zadarius Smith. You got the Browns got Grant Dalpit looked really good versus
Delpit
Cincy.
looked great. Yeah,
Yeah,
we didn't even talk about him. He looked great
yeah, he
last
looked
week.
good. Like the hype from him was like he's one of the best safeties, and then he got hurt and he had a down year in college. Then they won the Natty, and
Oh, I
he's just,
forgot. That's your boy. Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
LSU.
yeah, yeah. LSU legend, man. But nah, he's looking. It looks like he finally is coming into his own. After like his fourth year. Um, Denzel Ward, one of the best corners. One of the better corners. I don't want to say the best. Um, I think this Browns team is going to be good, man. I think I had them winning 11 games, and I don't know. I just don't trust that Steelers offense, man. After I bought into the preseason hype, I mean, maybe I'm gonna look foolish. I think it's gonna be a close game, though. I think it's gonna be a close game, but I'm just gonna go with the Browns because they impressed me a lot week one, and I mean, don't want to be wrong again. So
Yeah, I mean, we're in agreement. It's going to be a close game.
yeah,
I think it's going to be something like probably like maybe 20-17 Steelers, in my opinion. Um, but yeah, like I said, I think the Steelers are going to win this game. They had some success against the Browns last year as well, even
oh
with the
yeah.
bad play calling. So you got to take that into account as well. So yeah, based off that, yeah, I'm going with the Steelers.
The Browns did lose their right tackle though, so that's kind of underrated.
Oh, Conklin.
Yeah, he's out for the year with the torn
Yeah.
ACL,
Oh
and
man, and they got TJ.
yeah, T.J. Watt's gonna that, and then
They're going to be.
Steelers are also missing Cam Hayward though, so
Yeah, I did hear about that too. That is a
yeah,
big loss for them. But
I
I
think
think they got some bodies in the middle to be able to fill his place. Like the
I
fact that
just
Browns lost their
I
starting
just
right tackle, and now
yeah,
they got to go against TJ Watt, who rushes off the right side. Ugh, it's
I
not going
think
to be good.
I think Deshaun's gonna have a better game though, depending on the weather, but I like the
Can't be
Browns.
worse.
It can't be
Can't be
worse,
worse than
man.
what
It
it
was
was. So
pissing rain in since no in Cleveland. Nah, but a lot of people are counting the Steelers out already. I think it's gonna be a competitive game. Like I said, teams that get embarrassed the week before usually come out to play. And Mike Tomlin, he's one of the better underdog coaches when people count him out. But I got the Browns.
man, is that it?
Yeah,
Go
that's
through the
it, man.
list. Yeah, man. we'll see if we both do better on our picks this week.
Yeah,
It
you
was,
you
it was a
you
little
went
bit
like
of a
10-6,
struggle.
bro. I went 6-10. I'm keeping count. I'm keeping count for us.
Oh,
I have to. We don't have to.